Shalom, everyone. This is Dr. Nabiyah about Yehuda, bringing intimate truth. It's the truth that you embrace that makes you free. So today we're going to be talking about sowing into your own field, investing in you. It's really, really important that people would take themselves off the back burner. There are so many people, especially women, that tend to, they just keep going, and whatever it was that they dreamed of when they were 15, when they were 20, when they were 25, 30, and it keeps getting pushed, maybe because of children, maybe because of marriage, maybe because of a job that they felt like they really needed to keep and stay on for a little bit longer, putting off their education, putting off their hopes and dreams, putting off vacations, putting off themselves. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about sowing. And so I want to give you some definitions first and foremost so that we can navigate correctly. All right, so we have sowing, plant, hope you guys can see this, invest. And so I also have some agricultural and biblical definitions. So we have agricultural definition is sowing is the act of planting seeds into the prepared soil with the expectation of future growth. There has to be an expectation. I know one day God told me be like a farmer. I was looking outside in the backyard. He said, be like a farmer. All farmers have expectations. All farmers have an expectation of a harvest. Hashtag bloom. All right, so the biblical definition is sowing is the intentional investment of what God has entrusted to you. Time, resources, talent, obedience, faith, and service with the expectation that it will produce fruit. All right, so personal development definition, and I hope you guys are writing this down. Please write it down. Sowing is the deliberate allocation of money or resources towards something expected to produce future value, increase, or return. So I like to talk about ROI. That stands for return on investment. When God plants something in you, He's looking for a ROI, a return on investment. If somebody is on Wall Street and they've put their money in a CD or whatever it is that they're doing, stocks, bonds, they are looking for an ROI. They may not know how much they're going to get, but they are expecting something. And going in, sometimes you do have some sort of idea on what that return will be, what the percentages is. And so relational definition is investing words, actions, encouragement, kindness, love, and presence. That's investing as well. And so you want to invest into relationships, and you want to cultivate those relationships, and you want to cultivate trust. That's important. That's also sowing. Does that make sense? All right, I think I have one more for you. The spiritual definition. Sowing is partnering with God by planting seeds of prayer, of worship, faith. All right, so you want to get that down, and you want to produce like spiritual fruit, like the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, temperance, patience. Some versions say long suffering. Yeah, that part. So you want to start to invest in yourself. So what's important? You're sowing into you. You're sowing into yourself. And so you are also investing in yourself because you planted, or an idea, a dream, a hope was planted in you. And so you can't just let it sit there buried in the ground. It has to spring forth. But that usually happens when there's some sort of watering, some sort of sunshine, some sort of nurturing, some sort of care. In the very, very beginning, when you plant something, and I love planting, I love sprouting, in the very beginning, it's very tender, very fragile, but it has a lot of nutrients, as in I can make it. I can make it. Right? I can make it. So I'm going to read a little bit from my book, and hopefully there's something there that's going to encourage you. So I wrote this book originally in about 2017, and when I wrote it, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can write another book. But I had the idea of taking yourself off the back burner, really investing in yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself while navigating through life. And I knew that it was possible to encourage yourself, to edify yourself, to build yourself up, and not wait for somebody else to come and say, oh, hey, I give you permission. It's about giving yourself permission. So then I did my second edition. I just did that this year, and I'm very proud of this particular one. The cover is different. It still has the green and gold theme, but I just kind of reversed the colors. But this one has a couple of pause and reflects in it, so you can really be intentional and think more deeply. Make sense? All right, come on and go with me. So one of the things that I like to talk about is spending time with you, getting to know you, remembering the you before the kids, before the man, before the wife, before the job, before the stressful schedule, before. You know what I like to do? Play jacks. Before the bills. Playing jacks is fun, and you actually have some cognitive benefits to jacks. Hand-eye coordination. There are a lot of things that you can do. It's spending time with you. It's remembering the child within, honoring, embracing the child within. Because, you know, there was a thing that people used to say, children are seen and not heard. And that theme just went and everybody said it, and it was a thing. But they didn't realize how when you have a child that's only seen and not heard, that means that child has no voice. That child has no opinion. That child has no presence, as though the child does not matter. And then you take that same child and then start sending it to school, sending it through junior high, high school, and then adulthood. And the child doesn't really know how to speak up for him or herself. Not in a way that's not just intentional, but purposeful. So, you know, a lot of times we gotta fight. Sometimes you gotta fight. Sometimes you have to fight for what you want. You know how some people, they get so mad, they say, the gloves are off. And they say that because now, I was kind of fighting it, but you know what? You're gonna get hard-knuckled. And when it comes to you going after you want, yeah, the gloves, they gotta be off. So let's read. And by the way, this was my first copy, Sowing into Your Own Field, Investing in You. This is the updated version. It's on Amazon. And for those that have it, please give me a review on there. I'd appreciate that. So I'm going to read my author's appreciation list, and I want to give an intimately special shout out to my daughter, Serenity Blue, and my grandsons, Prince Alex and Jeremiah. I thank Crystal Rogers Jenkins for being that girl that's on fire, and her husband, Kenny, who has absolutely no idea. He has no idea of what an inspiration he is. I also want to thank everyone who continues to push, press, and pursue towards their dreams. So in the words of Ernestine Shepard, and if you do not know who she is, please Google her. She is the truth. She's also in the Guinness Book of World Records. Say these words each day. This is what she always says. I can do it. I will do it. I am doing it. Now get up and get moving. So it's time to invest in yourself. So I wanted to share that. So my introduction is that many people have no problem supporting others. They will sow into a cause, a ministry, their children's future, pushing somebody or helping someone get back on their feet. And that's honorable. And sometimes it's even necessary. It reflects generosity and care. But there's a question that's often overlooked. What about you? Have you invested in your own life? Into your dreams, your business, your healing? What have you intentionally given to yourself so that you can become who you were created to be? And I'm going to pause here for a second because I want you to think about that. Have you invested in yourself? Have you taken yourself seriously? At whatever age you are right now, what's going on? Are you pushing the needle forward? Are you going back and taking that, whatever it is, off the shelf? And if you haven't, why not? Good place to pause. So this book was written for those who have quietly forgotten themselves. Yes, beloved, they forget themselves. Not all at once and not intentionally. It happens gradually. Life begins to pull on you. Family, work, responsibilities, and expectations begin to consume your time, your energy, and your attention. Without realizing it, you begin to move to the side of your own life. You just push yourself to the side. This is where self-neglect begins. It does not always appear dramatic. It shows up in small ways. Overlooked health, neglected rest, abandoned dreams, ignored needs. Even the simplest forms of care are pushed aside. Over time, what should concern you becomes normal to you. You normalize ignoring yourself, neglecting yourself. But it's not normal. It is common. It's common, but it's not right. This book is for the one who has said, I can wait. The one who has told themselves, well, I'll get to do it later. The one who believes, I still have time. Let me say this plainly. We do not have the time we think we do. There comes a moment when you must confront what has shaped the way you think about yourself and your life. You must ask where certain ideas came from and why you have allowed them to remain. It brings us back to the garden in Bereshit, in the beginning, Genesis, when Elohim asked Adam, who told you that you were naked? In other words, who introduced those thoughts to you? Because that thought did not come from God. Somewhere along the way, a voice suggested that you were not enough, that you were exposed, lacking, or unworthy, that you should shrink back, delay your steps, or settle for less than what was placed within you. That voice may have come through a parent, a teacher, a painful experience, or even the whisper of the enemy. Regardless of where it came from, it was received. And over time, it was believed. But here's the truth. Just because something was spoken to you does not mean it belongs to you. You have the authority to reject every lie that has been trying to define you. You are not only able to reject it, you are able to replace it. You can begin to speak something different, choose something different, and become something different. This book is not simply meant to inspire you. It is designed to move you. Within these pages, you will find practical tools that you can begin using immediately. Not when things slow down, not when everything feels right. Today. Because your life does not begin when everything is perfect. It begins when you decide to participate in it. And the moment you begin to believe that, something shifts. You are no longer waiting. You are no longer behind. You are moving forward, even if it's one step at a time. Your story is not separate from mine. Your story is my story. And this may be the moment when you may begin again. So that's just the introduction. And I want you to think about what I just read. I want you to think about that because, well, first of all, I want you to journal. Everything I just said, was there something that stuck out? Was there something that made you think deeply or did you have a memory? So I created some journals a long time ago, but I like this one. It says, people who repeatedly attack your confidence and self-esteem are quite aware of your potential, even when you're not. Yeah, I like this. I think I need to redo this one. This one has a heart on the back, but it's a Proverbs 31 woman heart. And the heart is made out of words. All right, I'm not trying to sell it, but so yeah, I want you to journal. I want you to open a book, to write down the words, to write down the texts, the words that floated off and out of somebody's mouth that landed somewhere in your heart, somewhere in your soul. And you took that and you embraced it. And now here you are. I don't want you to dwell on it, but I want you to write. And I want you to find the place where you lost your way. I want you to find the place where you forgot about you, where the value was missing. I want you to think about these things, to think more deeply, to be more intentional. And this is the gift that you give to yourself. This is when you begin to invest in yourself. It's one moment at a time. It's one day at a time. It's 1 hour at a time. It's all about you, and it's about time. Don't you think? So, chapter 1 says it's your time. Galatians 6 and 9. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Have you just felt as if your dream was taking a long walk without you? Has it seemed so far away that you thought it would never happen? Sometimes we just put things off until later. We do that because we think that we have time. We may also further lie to ourselves by not only telling ourselves this story, but we do not give ourselves permission to explore or name our value. Ask yourself, have I really been lying to myself? You may find this to be a bit harsh. It's not, beloved. The truth is that we have at one time or another lied to ourselves. We refuse to give ourselves permission to live or breathe. What is that about? I am so glad that you are asking this question. First of all, one might say about the title of this chapter, is this coming out the gate too soon? I mean, shouldn't Dr. Nabiyah be going into the ways that this or that and the third has happened? Good question. However, I'm going to answer you like this. No. I covered that in the first edition. So in this edition of this book, this edition of your life, with the same title, we're not going to waste any more time. Haven't you been broke long enough? Haven't you struggled long enough? Final question. This is the final question I have for you. Haven't you wasted enough time? I'm gonna end that right there because I've got some questions that I front loaded, and again, asking you to think more deeply, to be more intentional with your life. See, what is it that you want to do? What is the dream? What's on the back burner? And why do you think that it's too late? Why do you think you're too old? Why do you think you're not capable? That's another whole issue on how that happens. But don't you think that you are worth the investment? Don't you think you are worth the time? I want you to relax. If you can take a bubble bath, please do. If you can go to the beach, yes, by yourself, and sit and listen to the waves. Go to a park, take yourself on a picnic, take yourself out to dinner, take yourself out on a date. Have a date night for you. How about a horse-drawn carriage? That's on my list. Yes, I'm quite serious. Sowing into your own field, investing in you. That's the name of the book. It's about you, and it's about time. Let me know in the comments what you think about what I've read, what I've said. How are you feeling when the words are hitting your ear? What are you feeling? Do you think it's about time? Do you think that you're worth it? Let's talk about that on the next one. I'm Dr. Nabiyah, about you, here to bring you intimate truth. It's the truth that you embrace that makes you free. See you next time. Shalom, shalom.